Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Meatball, and what we're going to be showing you today is Meatball's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give him while we are working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash. He keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give a correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Meatball's been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you the proper way to use this when you're here for your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Meatball is seated nicely on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first exercise we're going to demonstrate is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Meatball are going to take off doing that now for you. It's important with the heeling that you don't let Meatball pull ahead or lag behind. He should walk nicely on your left. We've incorporated the automatic sit into that. Every time Fred stops his feet, Meatball will sit. There's one there. Very nice. It's another automatic sit. The next exercise we're going to demonstrate is the stay command. The stay is a hand and voice command. Fred's going to use the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Meatball's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He then walks out to the end of the training leash. Meatball should remain seated the entire time. It's a good exercise to practice at home, starting at a minute and working your way up to 3 to build his self-control. When Fred returns back to Meatball, he's going to walk all the way around him and back into heel position. And Meatball will stay nicely seated until given another command. And they're off heeling again. We'll run through the heel, sit, and stay for you one more time. Stay. Gives him the stay out to the end of the training leash. This time, instead of returning to Meatball, he's going to show you the recall or the come command and call Meatball into him. Meatball comes in, sits nicely in front of Fred. Then he will do the exercise called the finish, where Meatball heels around the back of Fred. Back into heel position. Sits nicely on the left. We'll demonstrate it again. Puts him in a stay. Out to the end of the leash. Calls him in using a nice voice. Meatball comes in and sits. And then he's going to heel around the back of Fred and back into heel position. You're going to take off heeling. We do recommend you practice your commands 15 to 20 minutes a day, inside or outside your home, just to keep the commands fresh in Meatball's mind. The next exercise we're going to demonstrate are the down commands. The first is down from a heel position. Fred's going to use the open flat of his palm straight down to the ground and the one-word command to down. He then puts him in a stay and goes out to the end of the training leash. This is a good one to practice as well, starting about 3 minutes and working your way up to 5 to build up that self-control. When Fred returns back to Meatball, he walks all the way around him and back into heel position, and Meatball will remain in the down until given another command. Excellent job. They're off heeling. We'll demonstrate that again for you. Gives him a down and stay out to the end of the leash. And then he's going to use the recall command to call him back in instead of returning back to him. Calls Meatball in, he comes in, sits nicely in front of Fred. And then he'll heel around the back of Fred and back into heel position. We'll give them a second to get lined up for our final command, which is down from a distance. Just going to put him in a sit, give him a stay. And go out to the end of the training leash. Down from a distance is the only time you use your right hand to give the command. straight down to the ground. Fred will drop Meatball into a down from the end of the training leash.
No.
He didn't do it the first time. Fred just gave him a no, and Meatball corrected right into the down. Heels back right around him, and back into heel position. Excellent job. And we know one of your concerns with Meatball is how he behaves around another dog. So we're going to bring in another dog to do some of the commands alongside Fred. Give him a second to get out here. And from the left will be coming Barry and Sedona. And you see with Meatball, he's completely under control with Fred. Even in the midst of another dog, he listens and obeys to all his obedience commands. Put him in a sit. He'll heel him right around the other dog, which is Sedona. And then shake a bit. And they're going to walk heeling around together. And you can see, even though he might glance over at the other dog, he's not acting up or misbehaving in any way. He's listening to all his obedience commands, even within a couple feet. Here goes Sedona walking around him, and he's listening completely to Fred. You can even put him in a stay and walk out away from him in the midst of another dog. Excellent job. Very well done. Okay, we've demonstrated for you today the obedience commands that Meatball has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with him, and thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.